Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Having some coffee, and we are going to can some bacon bits. Pulled out all these random baggies of bits, ends and pieces, and I'll keep the ones that look good for beans, like this meaty one here. We'll just put the meaty ones aside and use those for soups and beans. So we are going to cut all of these up into pieces. It's still a little frozen, but that's okay. It's kind of easier to cut that way, but see, that's a big old hunk of meat right there on that one. And just cut them into the size pieces you want, and keep in mind they are going to shrink, so you don't want them too tiny. I need to make space in the freezer for more reasonable type items. And that's all we're doing. We're just gonna chop it up. It's supposed to be hot today, but all of a sudden it looks cloudy and overcast. And so I want to do this. Get my green stalk all planted up with green beans. See if my garlic is ready to pull up, and if it did okay. See if we made some garlic this year. So I had to replant a lot of the garlic bulbs because one of my dogs thought it would be a good idea to dig up that raised bed. So I had to put a little fence in there. I don't know what she thought she was doing. Have some survivors, so I want to see what we got. Well, they grew green things anyways. And then plant something else in there and get some corn in the ground. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. I hope you all have a lovely Mother's Day. I sent my mom her goodies already. Well, that was quite the yawn, Bella Blue. And look at this big, thick hunka. I have a pork belly in the freezer that I had gotten all of this for some dishes, and I haven't decided what I want to do with that yet. If I want to smoke it, or maybe smoke half of it and keep the other half for special occasion type meal. I don't know if I'll be able to get another pork belly. It's not ginormous. So anyways, I'm going to get all this sliced up here and get this batch going. I won't have a full canner of bacon, but I have some smoked pork left over I'm going to put in a jar. I have some ham. So I'm just going to clean things out and can it up. But this is our video project for the day. So I'm going to finish chopping this up, and then we'll be back when we get to cooking. Okay, we've got our fry going on here. Coffee out the way. And we're just going to render out as much fat as we can. I'm not going to cook it too fast, and get it a golden brown, and that way when you go to use your bacon bits from the jar, you'll be able to get a crispy piece of bacon. If you pre-cook your bacon before canning, you'll have a much better end result, be it in pieces with the parchment paper or with your bacon bits. So I'm going to let this cook low and slow for a while, render a bunch of that fat, and then we'll get it a golden brown. I've got some more over here and need it to defrost a little bit more so I can see what I'm working with. I don't want to turn it into mince. Let's see how many jars we get. We're going to do some ground sausage as well, so I'll do a separate video for that. So yeah, just going to let this go low and slow, turn it down. And I will see you when we get to the golden part. Alrighty, well here's our bacon. It's not a ton, but it's something to put in the jars. Here's all the fat. So I will strain it and put it in a jar. So we will fill up our jars now. Let's see if we can adjust this a little. That burner's still warm. We are not going to add any liquid to this, and it's still going to, you'll still have some bacon fat in your jars, but when you go to use it for whatever recipes, and I just washed the stove, so after frying all that bacon, and it still made another ring right there, but yeah, you'll still have bacon grease in your jars. That's just the nature of bacon. There's still fat in there. And this will cook up. You could totally can this raw, but it won't really crisp up or anything for you when you go to use it. It'll be mushy. Shake it around. And I only do 1/2 ounce or 4 ounce jars, but you could totally do pints of bacon bits if you want. But usually these are for a recipe or salad, so I don't need a big old jar of it. And if you don't have refrigeration, you'll want to use it all if you can in your casseroles or what have you. Like that casserole I made with the dehydrated potatoes, that is yummy. I need to see if I have a 4 ounce jar somewhere like this size. Need to find one of those. So we will get a paper towel and some vinegar, and I'm going to be adding to this canner, so this will be a separate video. I realize it's only 2 half pints of bacon bits, but I have other projects that will go in with it. But I didn't want to have all the canning projects in one video. It can get confusing. I'm going to get a paper towel, some vinegar, Wipe our rims really well. You don't want any grease or particles. It is recommended for meat times. Put our lids on. Put on our ring, fingertip tight, in the canner. So those will process for 75 minutes. And yeah, I will show you the procedure when I'm closing this up. Okay, our canner is now full. We have bacon, sausage, gizzards, and smoked pork. And here's the V. We got the V on this handle. There's a V right there. Barely see it. I could barely see it. Match the V's. Lock your canner. Turn on the heat. And this will pop up. This will vent steam for 10 minutes. Then you put your weight on. Your weight, whatever it is for your area, you can find that on Google. And when it comes to a soft rock, set your timer for 75 minutes. After 75 minutes, turn off the heat, let the pressure come down naturally. And when this has come down and there's no action happening, you can open the canner and take out your jars and let them cool for 24 hours. So I will see you when these are coming out of the canner. Okay, you guys, got the bacon. That's the little one. Well, they're all the same size. And there's the other two. So there's our bacon bits. When that cools down, you will see bacon drippings, you know, the fat at the bottom, but when you heat it up for your recipe, you can drain whatever's there and no big deal. So here's my little freezer project for today, my little clean out. So if you haven't, please like, comment, subscribe. You stay safe, you stay healthy, and I will see you all in the next video. And stay cool. Tomorrow's going to be a hot one.